In today's video, I'm gonna give you 5 easy ways to improve your woodworking skills. Let's dive in. All right, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the podcast. As always, I am so glad that you're here. I'm your host, Zach Vaught, and if you don't know who I am, I grew a woodworking business from my garage to a 6,600 square foot shop, a showroom, 7 employees, and over $900,000 in revenue, and ultimately sold that business for a multiple 6-figure profit. And I am here to help you maximize your woodworking skills, potential, and business if you so choose. And so in today's video, I want to walk you through 5 easy ways to improve your woodworking skills. And so some of these are extremely practical. Some of these are more mindset related. And so let's dive right into it. So number 1 is to constantly learn from the best. Learn from the guys here on the YouTube platform or on podcast platform that are teaching the woodworking skills side of things. And so a couple guys that I love their content, love watching them. The guys over at 731 Woodworks. I love him. He's in Monticello, Arkansas. Blacktail Studios. That dude is a beast of a woodworker, fantastic woodworker. I think he runs a solo shop or maybe has one helper maybe. Got to give a shout out to John Malecki. Love his content. He's super fun. And then Bourbon Moth Woodworks. That dude is hilarious, has a fantastic beard that I wish I could grow, and really walks through the woodworking process. And so this channel is more related to helping you grow your woodworking business. Those guys are going to actually get into the weeds with you, show you how to improve your woodworking skills. So I would highly encourage you, if you're trying to become a better woodworker, go check those guys out. Okay, so number 2 is identify your biggest frustrations and your biggest weaknesses as a woodworker. They say the first step to getting better is to acknowledge the problem, right? Don't stay in this place of chosen ignorance where you're not looking at or seeing the things that are holding you back. So the first thing is identify what are the things that aggravate me? What are the things that frustrate me? What are the things that I constantly find myself having to redo or fix when it comes to woodworking? You need to identify your biggest weaknesses, your biggest frustrations, so that you can start making some headway and start doing some research around those things. And so again, this isn't very practical. This is more in between your ears and helping you identify the things that you need to improve on. So number 3, third way to get better as a woodworker, improve your skills, is to get faster and more efficient as you build your projects. I see a lot of guys that they just take an eternity to build stuff. They may do great work, but if they just really refine their time management skills and looked at how they're doing what they're doing, they could shave 20, 30, 40% off of the time that it takes them to get stuff done. Now, some guys love to get out into the shop to get away from the chaos inside of their home. It's a good way to decompress. Take your time, my friend. If that's you, crack open a beer and do your thing, right? But if you're trying to get faster and more efficient and you're trying to maximize your time as a woodworker, what are some ways that you can do that? Great question. So one thing that I recommend is to get all of your tools gathered up and on one workbench before you start on a project that you know you're going to need, right? So if you know that you're going to need a drill, a nail gun, glue, if you know that you're going to need all of your parts cut, go ahead and batch out and cut all your parts, get them over there, get all of your tools there so that you don't have to be walking around and looking for stuff in the shop as you go. And so get all of your stuff organized on one workbench. So number 4 is to get more organized. Get more organized. For me personally, I know that this was a huge challenge for me when I first started my woodworking business, and I was just super disorganized. I had stuff all over the shop. I had places for tools, but I would use them and then leave them and they wouldn't go back to where they were supposed to be. And so then I'd spend all my time looking for my stuff. And so stay organized. Take a little bit of time at the beginning and at the end of each day or each time that you get a chance to work on your stuff. Just reset the room, reset your workbench, reset and clean up, sweep, get the dust out. Do the things that you need to do to make sure that you're set up for success long-term, time and time and time again, because if you don't, you'll look up after a few projects and realize that you're a complete and total disorganized mess. So stay organized, stay clear in your mind about what you need to do. And so lastly, number 5 is to stay humble and keep learning. Stay humble and keep learning. The one thing that I cannot encourage you to do enough is stay in this place where you know that you don't have it all figured out, that you know that you need to get better, and that you constantly stay in a place that you're willing to learn from those that have gone before you. And so if that is with the woodworking skills themselves, if that is with the woodworking business you're trying to build, stay in a place where you're humble and you can open your heart and open your mind to hear from the guys that have gone before you. And so a couple resources for you real quick. Number 1 is a completely free resource. Over 3,000 people have downloaded it, and that is my completely free ebook, the Handmade Business Secrets ebook. All you gotta do is click the first link in the description below, go to that page, enter your first name and your email, and we're gonna send that over to you. It's about a 95-page ebook. It's really just kind of outlining my journey of how I got from solo guy in my garage to growing and scaling my woodworking business like I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And so it's super practical. I help walk you through the mindsets and the way that you need to see your woodworking skills and your woodworking business to really scale it and grow it. And so be sure to check that out. Second one that I want to talk about is the Woodworking Business Accelerator Program. That is my flagship program where we're working with clients all across North America, helping them scale and grow their woodworking business to $20, $30, $40, $50, $60,000 per month. There's a gentleman in Black, Missouri. His name is Jake Nelson, and Jake came into our program and was still struggling to get sales. And after working with our sales coach, after working through all of our content, after about 60 days in the program, last month, Jake spent around $1,000 in ads and he did over $22,000 in sales. It was his best month ever and something that he would have not thought possible just a few months prior. And so with that being said, if you're ready to grow, if you're really serious about taking your woodworking business to the next level, be sure to check that out. For the rest of you, make sure that you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.